Making the transition into higher education is typically easier said than done. There are a lot of things that are different from previous learning environments such as high school that come into the college environment that present challenges, but not if you are ready for them. So let's do some tips of the trade on how to make the transition into college smooth. Some of you might be able to add your own tips in here as well. But in general, taking control of your own education is number one. Thinking of yourself as a scholar is essential to your success in college. When you put your education above, your own pride or your own fear, that is what makes you a scholar. So volunteering when teachers ask for participants, doing your homework, making time for that. You've got to take control of your own education. In previous learning environments, maybe it's the teacher who takes control, maybe it's your parents who take control. In college, it is all about you. That goes to the third point of independent learning. You have got to take care of yourself. You've got to create your support system. You've got to seek help when you realize you might need it. Sometimes maybe even before it's needed, so you know where everything's at and know how to get what you need when you need it. Know your professors. They are your single greatest resource, not only to success in their particular class, because of course they designed it, but also to that department, that major, maybe even that career. If that is something of interest, your professors are ones who know that industry in and out and would be your best bet to get to know and pick their brain. And also, they are great resources for recommendation letters, whether it's for a scholarship or for an application to a university. There's all kinds of reasons why your professors are huge in your college life. Take advantage of support services that are offered for that opportunity for success is so amazing. We have the Tutoring Center, which it's AAC, Academic Achievement Center. We have workshops. We have a math lab where you can just go sit and do your math homework. We have students who are trained to help you access your student email or do stuff in Canvas or register for your classes. There are tons of things here at Columbia College, and every college for that matter, that can help you be successful, but you have to access them. You have to take advantage of them. I know for me, when I was in college, I was taking 18 units pretty much every semester, and math is not my strong suit. And so when I had to take my statistics course, I pretty much lived in the math lab. I did all my homework there. It was open lab. They had all the calculators. They had the textbooks. So if I didn't have mine on hand, that's fine. I could just use those. And then there was always somebody to help me if I got stuck on a problem. And that helped me to not get stuck at home. When I was doing my homework, I would be doing the problems right as I went along. That was amazing support for me. So that's just one example of how to take advantage of the support services. Some more tips. Take control of your time. One of your assignments this week is to do a semester calendar, and that is one of the first steps in understanding what your academic obligations are, is when you lay everything out, and then you make room for everything else around what's happening. So we all have different priorities and things that are going on in our lives, but you've got to make sure you are attending class and that you are taking the time it needs to meet your academic obligations. Making thoughtful decisions, those are, that's so many levels there. Here I specifically talk about, picking a course strategically, because if you know how and why you're taking that class, you're going to be more motivated to complete it successfully than if it's just something you randomly sign up for and not know why you need it. So also, don't drop any course too quickly. You may consider talking with a counselor before you drop a course. It may end up affecting financial aid eligibility or different things that you aren't kind of really realizing. So you just want to make sure that you aren't shooting yourself in the foot by signing up for things you don't intend to complete. Thinking beyond the moment, right? It's not just about what's happening right now. It's not just personal gratification in the moment. Set goals and think big. Think not just today, although that's important too, but what are your goals for the semester, but the year, maybe your academic career in general, maybe those even future career goals. What are you going to do that can help you be successful long term, that then helps you be successful today? The culture of higher education dictates a lot of, well, dictate's the wrong word, but there's so many differences between a high school and a college environment. And it's not just that now we're adults and you were used to be a kid, or maybe you still are. But there are a lot of different things in terms of student responsibility and choice that create a culture in higher education. And so the next 5 slides are going to drill down into specific differences between high school and college for you to get a really good feel about your responsibility and what's happening here in college. This can help you develop your discussion prompt this week, so hopefully it'll be some good information. The next 5 slides have a ton of information on them. So there are 2 ways you can go about this. One, you can fast forward through the video and print off the slides and read them that way. I gave them to you in a PDF form in the same area here in the module. Also, you could, well, I recommend that you print them. I think I might even require it for your binder. But the slides themselves, I'm going to go through each one and instruct you to press pause, read through it, and then press play again to get to the next slide. And so it'll get in your head even before you print it out, and you can have a really meaningful discussion prompt in terms of culture of higher education. So here's slide 1, and this is about following the rules in high school and or choosing responsibility in college. So go ahead and pause, read through it, and then come back to me. Slide 2 is about going to high school classes versus, succeeding in college. You might have people who tell you, oh, you don't have to come to class to be successful in this class. And while they may not be grading on attendance, your grade often reflects the effort you put into it. And so you really got to make sure you are giving the time. And if that means sitting in the class, that's what it means. So read the slide, press pause, and then come back to me. Number 3 is about the teachers, the instructors, college professors. So lots of differences here. This is a very meaty slide. So take your time, press pause, and come back to me. Number 4 is about tests. Very different makeup, typically, of tests. And so take your time reading this slide and then come back to me. And last slide here is about the difference in grades. Primarily, grades in college, keeping track of them is your responsibility. You got to use your syllabus to make sure you know where you are in a class. It's not like you have progress reports every 2 weeks from a high school teacher that tells you where you're at. You have to keep track of it. Press pause, understand the differences, and then come back to me. So transitioning to college is much more than just, starting classes in a new environment. It is knowing the expectations of this new environment and living up to them. It's all on you in college. It's optional. It's your choices. What are your goals? And then the cool thing about college is that when you are successful, it is your success, right? It's not that the teacher got you to pass the class or the, institution itself got you your degree. You earn it. You earn every single grade in every single class, whether for good or for bad. but your success is yours. Nobody will ever take that away from you, and it is so inspiring and encouraging to be with you along in this journey. So hopefully this transitioning to college is smooth for you, and knowing these expectations and little things about the culture of college will help you transition successfully.